Hello, hello. What's up, Alan? It is Alan, right? I am just warming up. I didn't even notice. Oh, Ugh. Oh, hey, 19 PVs is nice, yes, sir. Well, not today. I have to reset. That was yesterday. Ah, oh. Mm. Oh. Oh my god. That kind of sounds awesome, actually. Can you guys hear the? Can you guys hear the Audible, the podcast, or no? Oh, I was trying to make sure it goes through. Uh oh. Uh oh.
All I could see was a yellow ball bouncing on the trail ahead of me.
I think
Countless
that's it.
tripwires,
Yeah,
shin-high
now you guys
logs,
can probably
slick
hear it.
roots, lichen-wrapped rocks remained out of sight. I slipped, stumbled, fell, and cursed. Jungle noises were everywhere. It wasn't just the insect world that had my attention. In Hawaii, on all the islands, bow hunting for wild pig in the mountains is a major pastime. And master hunters often leave their pit bulls chained up in the jungle to develop a nose for swine. I heard every one of those hungry bulls snapping and growling, and I heard some pigs squealing too. I smelled their fear and rage, their piss and shit, their sour fucking breath. With each nearby bark or yelp, my heart skipped, and I jumped on terrain so slick that injury was a real possibility. One wrong step could roll my ass out of the race and out of contention for Badwater. I could picture Kosman hearing the news and nodding like he figured that shit would happen all along. I know him pretty well now, and he was never out to get me, but that's how my mind worked back then. And in the steep, dark mountains of Oahu, my exhaustion magnified my stress.
Okay,
I
how
felt
is
close
the
to my
audio right
absolute
now?
limit, but still had more than 40 miles to go. On the backside of the course, after a long technical descent into the dark, dank forest, I saw another headlamp circling ahead of me and a cutout on the trail. The runner was moving in curlicues, and when I caught up to him, I could see it was a Hungarian runner I'd met in San Diego named Akos Konya. He was one of the best runners in the field on Hospitality Point, where he covered 134 miles in 24 hours.
This has been inspiring me to break
Akos
all my
and had
views.
mad
It's
respect for
insane.
him.
It's changing my life.
I stopped and watched him move in
I'm probably
conjoining
gonna
circles,
listen to it like over
covering the
and
same
over and
terrain
over.
over
Probably
and
maybe
over
like
again.
at
Was
least
he looking for something?
another 2
Was he
times.
hallucinating? Akos, I asked. You okay, man? Do you need some help? David, no. I know. I'm fine, he said. His eyes were full moon flying saucers. He was in delirium, but I was barely hanging on myself and wasn't sure what I could do for him, other than tell staff at the next aid station he was wandering in a daze. Like I said, there's camaraderie and there's competition on the ultra circuit, and since he wasn't in obvious pain and refused my help, I had to go into barbarian mode. With 2 full laps to go,
Thank you for telling me.
I had
If
no
you hear
choice
any
but to keep
hentai
moving.
noises, let me know, because that's what
I staggered
got
back to the start line and slumped into my chair,
from Twitch.
dazed. It was dark as space. The temperature was dropping,
Hello,
and rain was still
ay,
pissing down.
Rai.
I was at the very edge of my capability, and wasn't sure that I could take one more step. I felt like I drained 99%
My
from my
motivation.
tank, at least.
My friend.
My gas light was on,
Hello.
my engine shuddering,
I'm about to come.
yet I knew I had to find more if I was going to
not
finish
like
this
that,
race
but I'm
and get
about to come
myself
to
into
my desk
Badwater.
in a bit.
But
Give
how
me
do
a
you push
second. I'm
yourself
just
when
stretching
pain
my
is all you feel
ribcage.
at every step? When agony is the feedback loop that permeates each cell in your body, begging you to
I've
stop.
been training, my dude.
That's tricky, because the threshold for suffering is different for everybody. What's universal is the impulse to succumb, to feel like you've given everything you can, and that you are justified in leaving a job undone. By now,
Nobody
I'm sure you can tell
watches
that
me
it
on
doesn't take
YouTube,
much for me
so
to
I'm
become
like
obsessed.
extra grateful that you
Some
guys are
criticize
here.
my level of passion.
Normally, I'm
But
not
I'm
as
not down with
grateful.
the
I
prevailing
usually don't
mentalities
give a
that tend to
fuck.
dominate
But
American society these days. The ones that tell us to go with the flow or invite us to learn how to get more with less effort. Fuck that shortcut bullshit. The reason I embrace my own obsessions and demand and desire more of myself is because I've learned that it's only when I push beyond pain and suffering, past my perceived limitations, that I'm capable of accomplishing more physically and mentally
I feel
in
like
endurance races, but also in life
the
as a whole.
David
And I believe the same is true
Goggins
for you. The
plus
human body is
Tim
like a stock car.
Ferriss of
We may look
AIM.
different on the outside, but under the hood, we all have huge reservoirs of potential and a governor impeding us from reaching
Like,
our
I'll take
maximum
all the
velocity.
shortcuts that I
In a
can
car,
get, but
the governor
but
limits the flow
also
of
go
fuel and air
insane
so it
and
doesn't burn
train
too
real
hot, which
fucking
places a ceiling on
hard.
performance. It's a hardware issue. The governor can easily be removed.
Oh my
and if you
God.
disable yours, watch your car rocket beyond
I'll do all
130
the
miles
life
per hour.
hacks.
It's a subtler process in the human animal.
Oh,
Our governor is buried deep in our minds, intertwined with our very identity. It knows what and who we love and hate.
I really want to
It's read our
hug
whole
that,
life
but
story.
I haven't had
Informs the way
cold
we see
hot
ourselves
water in my
and how we
house
like to be
for
seen.
like 2 weeks
It's the
now.
software that delivers personalized feedback
Oh.
in the form of pain and
Oh,
exhaustion,
if I could just
but
get
also
a
fear and
hot bath,
insecurity.
my lower
And
body
it
would
uses all of
feel
that to
so
encourage
much
us to
better.
stop before we risk it all. But
I went
here's
for
the
a
thing.
walk to
It
try
doesn't
and get
have
some
absolute
blood
control.
flow going.
Unlike the governor in an engine,
Oh.
ours can't stop us unless we buy into its bullshit and agree to quit. Sadly, most of us give up when we've only given around 40% of our maximum effort.
That's the
Even when we
gluteus
feel like we've
medius.
reached our absolute limit, we still have 60% more to give. That's the governor in action. Once you know that to be true, it's simply a matter of stretching your pain tolerance, letting go of your identity, and all your self-limiting stories, so you can get to 60%, then 80%, and beyond without giving up.
This is
I
when
call
I
this
feel
the
the
40%
oldest.
rule, and the reason it's so powerful is that if you follow it, you will unlock your mind to new levels of performance and excellence in sports and in life, and your rewards will run far deeper than mere material success. The 40% rule can be applied to everything we do, because in life, almost nothing will turn out exactly as we hope. There are always challenges, and whether we are at work or school, or feeling tested within our most intimate or important relationships, we will all be tempted to walk away from commitments, give up on our goals and dreams, and sell our own happiness short at some point. Because we will feel empty, like we have no more to give, when we haven't tapped even half of the treasure buried deep in our minds, hearts, and souls. I know how it feels to be approaching an energetic dead end. I've been there too many times to count. I understand the temptation to sell short, but I also know that impulse is driven by your mind's desire for comfort, and it's not telling you the truth. It's your identity trying to find sanctuary, not help you grow. It's looking for status quo, not reaching for greatness or seeking wholeness. But the software update that you need to shut your governor down is no supersonic download. It takes 20 years to gain 20 years of experience. And the only way to move beyond your 40% is to callous your mind, day after day. Which
do you
means you'll have to
meditate?
chase
Yeah, of course I
pain
meditate.
like it's
Are
your
you kidding
damn
me?
job.
2 days off.
Imagine you're a boxer,
beat
and on
me?
your first day in
Sure,
the
of
ring, you
course
take
I
one
will.
on the chin. It's gonna hurt like fucking hell. But at year 10 of being a boxer, you won't be stopped by one punch. You'll be able to absorb 12 rounds of getting beat the fuck down and come back the very next day and fight again. It's not that the punch has lost power. Your opponents will be even stronger. The change has happened within your brain. You've calloused your mind. Over a period of time, your tolerance for mental and physical suffering will have expanded because your software will have learned that you can take a hell of a lot more than one punch. And if you stay with any task that is trying to beat you down, you will reap rewards.
Me in the ass.
Not a fighter? Say you like to run, but have a broken pinky toe. I'll bet if you continue running on it, pretty soon you'll be able to run on broken legs. Sounds impossible, right? I know it's true, because I've run on broken legs, and that knowledge helped me endure all manner of agonies on the ultra circuit, which has revealed a clear spring of self-confidence that I drink from whenever my tank is dry. But nobody taps their reserve 60% right away, or all at once. The first step is to remember that your initial blast of pain and fatigue is your governor talking. Once you do that, you are in control of the dialogue in your mind, and you can remind yourself that you are not as drained as you think, that you haven't given it your all, not even close. Buying into that will keep you in the fight, and that's worth an extra 5%. Of course, that's easier said than done. It wasn't easy to begin the fourth lap of the Hurt 100, because I knew how much it would hurt. And when you were feeling dead and buried, dehydrated, wrung out, and torn the fuck up at 40%, finding that extra 60% feels impossible. I didn't want my suffering to continue. Nobody does. That's why the line, "Fatigue makes cowards of us all," is true as shit. Mind you, I didn't know anything about the 40% rule that day. The Hurt 100 is when I first started to contemplate it. But I had hit the wall many times before, and I had learned to stay present and open-minded enough to recalibrate my goals even at my lowest. I knew that staying in the fight is always the hardest and most rewarding first step. Of course, it's easy to be open-minded when you leave yoga class and are taking a stroll by the beach. But when you're suffering, keeping an open mind is hard work. The same is true if you're facing a daunting challenge on the job or at school. Maybe you are tackling a 100-question test and know that you've bricked the first 50. At that point, it's extremely difficult to maintain the necessary discipline to force yourself to keep taking the test seriously. It's also imperative that you find it, because in every failure, there is something to be gained, even if it's only practice for the next test you'll have to take. Because that next test is coming. That's a guarantee. I didn't start my fourth lap with any sort of conviction. I was in wait-and-see mode, and halfway up that first climb, I became so dizzy, I had to sit under a tree for a while. 2 runners passed me, one at a time. They checked in, but I waved them on, told them I was just fine. Yeah, I was doing great. I was a regular Akos Konya. From my vantage point, I could see the crest of the hill above, and encouraged myself to walk at least that far. If I still wanted to quit after that, I told myself that I would be willing to sign off, and that there is no shame in not finishing the Hurt 100. I said that to myself again and again, because that's how our governor works. It massages your ego, even as it stops you short of your goals. But once I got to the top of the climb, the higher ground gave me a new perspective, and I saw another place off in the distance, and decided to cover that small stretch of mud, rock, and root too. You know, before quitting for good. Once I got there, I was staring down a long
foam
descent,
rolling is?
and even though the footing was troubling, it still looked much easier than going uphill. Without realizing it, I'd gotten to a point where I was able to strategize. On the first climb, I was so dizzy and weak, I was swept into a moment of fuck, which clogged my brain. There was no room for strategy. I just wanted to quit. But by moving a little bit further, I'd reset my brain. I'd calmed down and realized I could chunk the race down to size. And staying in the game like that gave me hope. And hope is addictive. I chunked the race out that way, collecting 5% chips, unlocking more energy, then burning it up as time bled into the wee hours.
Of course it felt good.
I became so tired I damn near fell asleep on my feet.
It still feels
and that's
good.
dangerous on a trail with so many switchbacks and drop-offs. Any runner could have easily sleepwalked into oblivion.
If I say I'm gonna come,
the one
am I
thing
gonna
keeping me
get
awake
banned?
was the piss-poor trail condition. I fell on my ass dozens of times. My street shoes were out of their element. It felt like I was running on ice, and the inevitable fall was always jarring. But at least it woke me up. By running a little while, then walking a stretch, I was able to forge ahead to mile 77, the toughest descent of them all, which is when I saw Carl Meltzer, the speed goat, crest the hill behind me. He wore a lamp on his head
then
and
I'm
another
not
on his
gonna
wrist,
say it.
and
I'll
a hip
just
pack
say
with two
I
big water
may or
bottles.
may not come.
Silhouetted in pink dawn light, he charged down slope, navigating a section that had me stumbling and groping for tree branches to stay upright. He was about to lap me, 3 miles from the finish line, on pace for course record, 22 hours and 16 minutes. But what I remember most is how graceful he looked running at an incredible 6 minute and 30 second per mile pace. He was levitating over the mud, riding a whole different zen. His feet barely touched the ground, and it was a beautiful fucking sight. The speed goat was the living, breathing answer to the question that colonized my mind after the Las Vegas Marathon. What am I capable of? Watching that bad man glide across the most challenging terrain made me realize that there is a whole other level of athlete out there in the world, and that some of that was inside me too. In fact, it's in all of us. I'm not saying that genetics don't play a role in athletic performance, or that everyone has an undiscovered ability to run a 4-minute mile, dunk like LeBron James, shoot like Steph Curry, or run the Hurt 100 in 22 hours.
It's a really
we
good
don't all have the same floor or ceiling.
You guys need to try.
But we each have a lot more in us than we know. And when it comes to endurance sports, like ultra running, everyone can achieve feats they once thought impossible.
Open your jaw as wide as it can, relax it, let it drop.
Be willing to scrap our identity
is being stretched
and make
by
the
a
extra
finger.
effort to always find more in order to become more. We must remove our governor. That day on the Hurt 100 circuit, after seeing Meltzer run like a superhero, I finished my 4th lap in all kinds of pain and took time to watch him celebrate, surrounded by his team. He just achieved something nobody had ever done before, and here I was with another full lap to go. My legs were rubber, my feet swollen. I did not want to go on,
you could
but I
practice,
also knew that was my pain talking. My true potential was still undetermined.
And that's how, like,
looking back,
a lot of
I'd say I'd given 60%, which meant my
baseball
tank was
players
just shy of half
with
full.
their eye training.
I'd
So
like
one
to
of
sit
the
here and
things
tell
I
you
do
I went
is
all
I would
out
do
and
that.
drained that fucker on lap 5, but I was still a mere tourist on Planet Ultra. I wasn't the master of my mind. I was in the laboratory, still in discovery mode, and I walked every single step of my 5th and final lap. It took me 8 hours, but the rain had stopped, the tropical glow of the warm Hawaiian sun felt phenomenal, and I got the job done. I finished Hurt 100 in 33 hours and 23 minutes, just shy of the 36-hour cutoff, good enough for 9th place. Only 23 athletes finished the entire race.
The focusing
and I was
isn't
one of them.
as
I was so thrashed afterwards.
useful
2
for
people carried me to the car, and Kate had to
for
spin me
aim
up to my
because
room in
in
a damn
baseball the
wheelchair.
reason why they
When we
train
got
it
there,
is
we had more
because
work to
they
do.
need to
I wanted to get my Badwater
be able
application done
to
ASAP.
switch that ball,
So without
like
so much as a cat nap,
the
we
ball
polished that
flying
shit up.
fast towards them.
Within a matter
right?
of
They
days,
need to be
Cosman
able
emailed me to
to
let me know that I had been accepted into Badwater.
instantly
It
zoom
was a
in
great
on
feeling.
the ball.
It also meant that for the
as
next
it's
6
closing
months,
in,
I had 2
right?
full-time jobs.
But it's
I was a
still
Navy
very
SEAL
useful
in full
in
preparation mode
FPS
for
because
Badwater.
oftentimes
This time I would get
you
strategic
go
and
from
specific
relaxed
because I
vision,
knew that in order to unleash my
generally,
best
right,
performance,
like
if I wanted to blow
good
past
peripheral
40%,
vision
drain
to
my
really
tank,
focus
and
vision.
tap my full potential,
Relaxed
I had to
vision
first give
to
myself an
really
opportunity.
focus vision. The enemy
I didn't research or
is
prepare for the
here.
Hurt 100
And
well enough. I
Am I
hadn't
like I'm
anticipated the
talking
rough
to
terrain.
nobody, right?
I
No
had no
one's
support
watching
crew
this
for the first part
actually.
of the race,
No one's hearing.
and I had no backup water source.
I'm not.
I didn't bring 2 headlamps, which would have helped during the long, bleak night. And
These
though I sure
tips
felt
will
like I had
go
given everything I
unheard by
had,
everyone.
I never even had a chance to access my
No one
true
will
100%.
know. I need to make a video. Should I just
You know, before we get into
cut that and
Badwater
make
prep,
a video? I'll just
I
maybe
think we
cut
should
that and
just
make a
recap
video.
what just happened.
Yeah, this was another one.
I should have paused the fucking audible. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody heard me. Sad. Ugh. Hey, Insta, were you here? Did you hear me? Sheesh. I'll make a video. Hold on. Alright, should I do it through, how do I record here? Record. Oh, alright, so let's go on a larger one where the camera is bigger. What does this look like? Alright. Okay, so add for mods. Okay. And then let's hide that. Let's take the camera. And then let's take the camera and bring it where's where? Display capture is like that. Okay. It won't, for some reason it's not letting me like move my webcam. Just 1 second. Webcam frame. But what do you think? Have you tried it? Do you think that's a good idea, Alan? Trying to find this goddamn webcam. I don't understand how this. Okay. Yeah, it won't. It still won't let me move it. I don't know why. Fuck. Astigmatism and a lazy. I don't know what a I've never heard that word before, except like, you know, it sounds like stigma, dude. Like I don't even know what the fuck that is. Holy shit. Is that an eye thing or is that what the fuck? Hold on. And a lazy left, does that just mean like your left eye doesn't like focus? Or like does it work separately from the right eye? Oh, I mean like then you obviously you can do corrective exercises that, you know, your doctor prescribed to you. You know. But it's probably involves that. Like I'm not giving out fucking medical advice. You scared me for a second. I thought, dude, this guy's gonna do this, and then he's gonna like fucking, I don't know, have a stroke or something, then don't do that. Don't have a stroke. Don't die. Okay. The only way I can move it is like this. Alright. Come on, you bitch, get bigger. That's what she said. Loop. Make it. Nope. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, there you go. Oh god, thank you. Why is it like this? Why can't it? This is how I lose like the 2 viewers that I do have, because I'm retarded. Stretch to screen, stretch to screen, stretch to screen. Oh no, what the fuck? Alright, come on. Stretch to fit to screen? Nope, that doesn't work. Center on screen, flip vertical, edit transform. Nope. Nope. That is seriously annoying. I don't know.